That's amazing. The dogs. Is that even a real story? That's a fact. This is complete nonsense, Greg. Read a book. I guess you are kind of artistic. Incredible. What are you even talking about, man? Go for broke. I don't even know what that means. Let's get it going.
Let's get her going. Keep her going, baby.
Sounds like someone's got the giggles over there.
Oh, man.
But here we are again, Barkology, coming back at you. Another episode. Let's get into it.
The reason I'm laughing is because Greg is a connoisseur of beers, and he spilled a little bit on the way in, and my dog Leah is just licking it up right now. She's gonna get ham-skied.
It's coming out of the rug, people. Don't get too concerned. We're not feeding this dog alcohol, but yeah.
Not like when she was a puppy.
No?
Just kidding. But actually, yeah, we did have a couple parties when she was young, and I found people trying to fucking give her beer, and I slapped them motherfuckers.
That was a quick way to get kicked out of a party.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
there.
what the fuck are you doing? All right, yeah, what's up, broha? We finally, if you have been found along, we've been trying to celebrate Greg's birthday for the past 2 weeks, and we finally fucking did it last night.
Oh, yeah, we did. Went to New York Beer Project out in Victor, New York.
It was a good time. It was fucking packed. It was like nobody had anything else to do, but it opened like 3 weeks ago, so I guess it makes sense.
Right, we had a party of, 9? Which, our fault, but took us 2 hours to get seated, but I didn't really mind because we just crushed beer the whole time.
Had a couple cocktails on the way.
Ooh.
It was all good. That was fun, man. It was good seeing your family.
Oh, yeah.
Talked a lot of shit.
Mama Wags came up.
Mama Wags.
Big Daddy came up.
Big
Papa G.
Big Daddy Nerd.
Big Daddy Nerd.
But yeah,
they're the two responsible for me, so glad to see him.
At 29, parents still responsible for Greg. That makes no sense.
In the earlier days.
Yeah, I hope so. It was fun making the waitresses feel uncomfortable.
Oh my, are we telling the story?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, yeah, we will. So,
it's just, yeah, I intentionally like to ask waitresses, kind of awkward questions that they wouldn't normally get while waitressing. Or cocktail waitresses, whoever. But I forgot what I said last night. But I love making people feel uncomfortable.
I'll tell the story. So we're ordering beers, and they're out of the beer that Scott and I both want. It was like the Uncle Olaf.
The Olaf, yeah. Yeah. We were like Frozen. It's the snowman.
The snowman beer. So they're out of this beer, and we go. Scott asks, "Well, what do you recommend? What should we try?" And then she recommends the one. I'm like, well, that can't be bad. And Scott goes, cool. How is it? Do you remember any of this?
Yeah, I remember.
He goes, that's what. Well, how is it? Do you recommend it? And she goes, of course I do. It's delicious. She goes, if it's not, are you gonna buy it? Are you gonna pay for it? She's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll pay for it. Yeah. He's like, all right, I'm holding you to it. Get your credit card out. She brings us back these beers. He drinks like half of it, and she comes back to check in on the beer and how it tastes. Scott goes, well, about 75% of the way through, it tastes delicious. But the last 25% tastes like a buttered butthole.
And I wasn't lying. I wasn't lying. It was confirmed by everybody in the party.
This poor woman just turns beet red, doesn't know how to take this, whether it's just like an insult, whether he's just messing around or joking. But finally, so we all laughed just to make her feel comfortable.
She was fine.
And
she was fine. She knew we were joking around.
But
oh my god.
So yeah, so the one finishes like a buttered butthole, everyone.
If you were wondering. But that was a good time. Yeah, it was fun. Probably won't go back for a while. But
nah. I'm not going back. The food is pretty subpar. Pretty average.
I literally all day today. Where do you think I spent most of my time?
The bathroom.
Yeah, I was painting that bowl all day, bud.
You know what? And you almost ordered.
Spraying.
You almost had the salmon. That was a.
Yeah, we don't live on near any coast.
There's no coast here. No salmon.
Actually, I guess you can get salmon anywhere, but yeah typically the seafood's not the freshest in upstate New York. No. Get that Canadian freshwater salmon.
Ooh.
Don't know if that's a thing.
Salmon aren't freshwater, are they? But they are freshwater.
They spawn in the freshwater, and then they make their way into the ocean, and then when they grow up and they're ready to spawn again, that's when they do like the salmon run type situation and go back into the rivers, upriver, and then have little babies. Okay. Stop.
Why do you know so much about fish?
I don't know. I like fishing.
Have you ever had fish eggs?
I have not. Oh wait, escargot? No, what?
No,
what?
that's snails.
Yeah, what's fish eggs?
Ooh, God, we're idiots.
I can't afford that shit,
I
man.
have.
You've had it?
Yeah.
Oh, I was watching some little
good.
little mini documentary though, and they put like a half pound of fish eggs on top of a hamburger. I think it was like Snoop Dogg eating whatever that Vice Snoop Dogg thing is, but he was eating like a $25,000 hamburger. And part of it was like there were like gold encrusted flakes on it, and then there was the fish eggs on top of it, and it ended up being like I don't know, maybe it was like a $5,000 hamburger. Caviar, that's what it is. Greg comes in. But yeah, another thing that went down. I appreciate Greg doing a little bit of research, but we've been trying.
Me?
I appreciate you.
Wow.
But I appreciate you doing some research, figuring out where to host my bachelor party. Yeah.
I'm sorry. My foot is so wet from spilling beer on it. It's so uncomfortable right now. It's like when you step in water in the bathroom and you just can't get over it.
You can't stop wiggling your toes. You just keep
hilarious.
moving them. You're like, you hate it, but you have to keep doing it.
Blow dry it.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you hooking up the bachelor pad for me.
Yeah, not a problem. We're gonna hit up a quick lake house on Lake Ontario, have some fun activities. You know, pack a bunch of dudes into one house and see how it goes.
Oh my god, I'm gonna immediately turn the air conditioning off. It's gonna be at the end of June. It's gonna be nice and warm. We're gonna get real sweaty in that house.
I'm gonna record the entire thing, and it's gonna be an episode of The Real World, except just male characters.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, I was talking to our buddy Brian, who is going to be at the wedding party with Greg.
Bro Donald.
Bro Donald, yes. And
you have to say his
he's
name
actually
with a D at the end.
Bro Donald, yeah. Well, Greg thought that his last name is O'Donnell. Greg thought his last name was O'Donnell.
For like 2 years of my college career.
Several years.
I still call him, and he would get so mad, so now I just forever call him
O'Donnell. Yeah. But he said he's in Rochester tonight, which is cool. So he said we should try to meet up for a beer, but it might be a little late. It might be like 10 o'clock. I don't know if you're going to be able to do that.
That is my bedtime.
Yes. But he was like, I told him to check out the podcast because he asked what we were doing. I said we're about to record a podcast. And he goes, I'm just going to play it on full blast at your bachelor party the whole time. I'm like, that'll be kind of cool, but also not the best idea.
I'm just going to clip out the most embarrassing things you said playing during your wedding.
That wouldn't be fun. No, thank you. I would appreciate if you guys didn't do that.
Yeah.
But it'll be fun. It'll be a good time.
How's Leah taking the bachelor party?
Oh, yeah. She had... I wouldn't say it's a breakdown, but not an epiphany either. But last night she was like, "You're not gonna have like strippers come to the house," and I'm like, "I'm not that trashy. Like, what do you think of me?"
Where do you even find them? Like, what do you like? Flip through the back of the newspaper? And
back pages. I have no idea, man. I have no idea. But I was like, you know what? We might go to a strip club. Obviously. Well, come on. Yeah.
I have no desire.
Oh yeah. All right.
It's not. Obviously, I've been to strip clubs before, and it's just not. It's an odd space. Let's just say that. You know, and it's nothing against the women. They've got bills to pay. It's a job to do.
It's not you. It's me. It's not you. It's me.
I respect it.
Greg,
it's
you know what?
It's more for me. It's more the people there. Because the regulars there, you just feel real sad for them. Then you start looking around, and everyone else looks real sad. And then all of a sudden it hits you. Holy shit, I'm one of them. I'm here.
And then I look at you, and you're wearing sweatpants with a full-on hard-on. And I'm like, Greg, what the hell's going on, man? No, I know what you mean, though. Yeah, it's not, especially where we live in Rochester. It's not like we live in, where we've been to some pretty cool strip clubs in like Baltimore. In Baltimore.
I was never there.
Oh,
no.
you weren't there.
I wasn't there.
Well, I've been there. Quick strip club story. The coolest thing I've ever seen. So this phenomenal athlete of a woman is climbing up like a 30-foot stripper pole, and she gets to the very, very top, And we're all sitting there in amazement. We're like, God damn it, she's so athletic. You know, she had like a CrossFit body, like pretty jacked. She gets to the top.
Was she a mom? Could you tell?
I mean, there might have been a couple C-section scars, I'm not sure.
Jesus.
But she gets to the top, and she's holding on with just her legs. I mean, if she fell, she would fall to her death. And
Scott's ready to catch her and save her.
literally, we all are, because I was going to give her my bank account numbers, my routing number, my account number.
My
But
driver's license number.
yeah,
My social security number.
Security. Yeah, so she's literally at the top of the stripper pole, like 30 feet up there. If she fell, she'd fall to her death. I think I said that. Literally, she
30
releases.
Feet, it's like 3 stories.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's wet. No, it's like 2 stories. But she's way up there. She releases her hand. She's only holding on with her legs, like cross-legged around this thing. Goes
Nervous.
upside down. Titties are flopping everywhere. But what she does is she loosens her legs up. And she starts falling down the pole. And we all think she's falling to her death. Like, it's going to go splat, like, on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And within 6 inches of the ground, she squeezes her snatch up real tight and stops herself. And literally everybody in the whole place just starts, woo! Cheering and cheering and cheering. Like, it was the most amazing thing I've ever done. But, I mean, now I have to imagine that she's dead.
Oh, no.
You can't do that every
She
time.
ends like all the dogs in my dog story.
Yeah.
Just dead.
But literally, I mean, you're risking your life every night by doing that to make a couple extra $100. Like you said, I'm fully supportive if you're supporting your family and you're not doing a bunch of cocaine
you got a
every
job
night.
to do.
But yeah, I mean, it was a risky maneuver. I just imagine that's what was going on from. Well, we'll skip that part. All right, so yeah. Not going to order any strippers to the house. Might go to a strip club.
No.
But like you said...
None of the above. I like going with newbies. Newbies are fun to go to the strip club with.
I agree.
But if I'm not going with a newbie, someone who's never gone, which I don't think the group... Oh, your youngest brother. Let's break him in.
Oh, jeez.
Time to fly the coop.
Yeah, that's... my. I have 3 brothers. I was talking to my 2... older brothers. I'm the oldest, but we're like, do we bring our youngest to the bachelor party?
Do
we bring him?
Your not youngest, but your other brother, Kevin.
Yes.
What did he say? He goes, well, it's time to stop sucking on the teat. Grow up. Got to break him in sometime.
I mean,
all right.
He lives in downtown Boston for college.
Oh, all right.
So I think
he's in college?
Yeah. He's almost 19. He's almost done his freshman year.
Oh, yeah.
So he's experienced some things, I'm sure.
We won't let him engage in underage drinking, though.
We will not.
As an aside for anyone who's listening.
But if he has a fake ID and buys it himself, that's not on us.
That's not on us. That's on the bartender and the bouncer.
Absolutely.
Listen, that's on the establishment.
Absolutely. But
right.
We're debating if he should come. So we'll see. He might come for half of it. I'll let my stepmom regulate the rest. We'll see.
Jake, you're allowed to come for golf, and that's it. See ya.
Yeah.
Actually, that's gonna be a shit show too, but
that'll be all right. We're great golfers.
Jesus.
Greg, let me ask you this.
No.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Looking at me across the table right now, I got this thing going on. It's a very, very nice mustache.
Sorry, everyone, for dropping my pen.
What do you think about the mustachio?
I mean, you go one of 2 ways. Right now, you got the hat on, which makes me feel like you're really into doing, like, not full-blown outdoorsy things, like kind of half-assing it just for a good Instagram picture.
All right.
But I also feel like you do a lot of CrossFit. I wish I could just slap you in the mouth right now for doing that.
Okay.
No form.
No, do that.
Like no form.
Oh, reckless CrossFit.
Reckless CrossFit.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's
not
difference.
real like reckless CrossFit.
Okay.
Where you're just like, you know what? I'm just gonna put too much weight on whatever I'm doing and really yank my back up first. I'm gonna start the lift with my back.
Have you seen that Family Guy where Peter's, I think somebody has a flat tire or something, he's trying to pick the car up, and he's like, so what you want to do is, you want to use your back and lift in a jerking, shifting motion.
Yeah, that's exactly what you look like you do.
Looking like a scared cat.
Yep, and you've got about about a dozen pictures online of yourself without a shirt on.
Okay. And
so that's one route.
Okay, what's the other
Terrible CrossFit route. The other, without the hat, looks like you touch children. Oh, Jesus, put that back on. Oh, my God.
I know what you mean, though. You walk a fine line.
I felt violated just sitting across from you at the table.
If I lick my lips, does it help?
No.
Okay, I won't do it.
God. Dude.
I like your input, though. Leah, I literally shaved the mustache today, and we're going to dinner at 8, and Leah's like, you have to fucking get rid of that thing. She's like, you can't come in.
You're not allowed in
We're going to a nice restaurant. You can't fucking have that thing on your face.
I think you can pull it off. I mean, maybe.
Thank you.
You look like Geppetto, but...
Geppetto. Here's a fun fact about Geppetto.
Who's Geppetto?
From Pinocchio.
Ah.
But Geppetto is the woodworker that makes the puppets.
The little boy.
No.
He whittles the little boy.
Yeah.
Pinocchio.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's the actual woodworker.
Yeah.
Okay.
He works the wood. Where are you going with this?
Are you insinuating something?
Continue.
All right. The other thing, before we get into the stories, I want to give a shout out to.
Wait.
What?
You were going to tell me something about Geppetto.
I forgot the fact, so I just tried to move on.
Jesus.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Geppetto's
Continue.
misinterpreted.
Sorry, everyone. He's an idiot.
But yesterday was technically International Women's Day, so shout out for that. I read a cool article about
women.
Shout out to the women. I love one of them. I have a woman sister, a woman mom, woman fiance. But I read an article about the first all-female airwalk team that's going to be going up in space from NASA.
Oh.
So that's pretty cool, right?
For a second, I was thinking moonwalking like Michael Jackson.
Oh, no. I mean, in space, technically, I guess you could be on the moon. They're not going to the moon. They're just doing an airwalk. Technically, it's just being up in like the satellite area. I don't really know. But that's pretty cool. First one ever. It's about time, right?
All I pictured was factions of people getting together to
doing the moonwalk.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, that's not the thing. But that's pretty awesome. I mean, there's so many people that are smarter than us. It's incredible. Like, I can't imagine being physically fit enough and intelligent enough to be a part of NASA. You know, it just blows my mind. So shout out to them. What if you were you hear about some of these people, and I'm not going to judge them.
When you say some of these people,
yeah,
it makes me feel like you're going to say something negative.
So some of these people, though, that like claim that they're gender fluid, they say like, hey, I'm a girl now, I'm a guy later today.
20 minutes.
Who knows? So can they if it's clearly a man, he's got a shaft, he's got a fruit basket hanging between his legs, can they claim to be a woman for a day and like
take part in the appreciation?
Yeah, what the hell, man? That's weird.
I guess.
If you wanted to?
I don't know. I don't know how these things work.
Yeah, I'm not a guy girl. So
I'm not a guy. Jesus.
I don't know.
Let me just clip all this.
I don't know the correct terminology.
The correct terminology.
The correct.
Gender fluid.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah. Well, either way. All right. So.
Sorry, everyone.
Do you want to start the stories?
No, you're gonna start because you changed up my stories for the week, and I don't know what is going on anymore. Or you can just give the papers to me and tell me where to start reading from.
You have them. You can start wherever.
Okay. All right. I'm starting.
Actually, no. I have to start because it goes in order, I think.
Can you lock it up?
I think I have to start. So, actually, coincidentally, the stories we're reading today are about space dogs. So, I think that's kind of...
I don't know.
Are you mixing Mortal Kombat with Mission Impossible? If you are, I like it.
No, that was an original composition by Greg Wagner.
Okay. Don't want to hear it again, so stop doing it.
Wow.
All right, so I'm going in, peeps. So,
yeah, we're doing a bunch of space dogs. Dogs in space. Awesome space dogs.
I
actually read one today. I don't know if it's in here.
We'll find out. All right, I'm going in. So the title of the article: Soviet dogs from the streets to outer space. Yep. Sounds pretty cool.
I know where this is going.
Oh, you do? You already read it?
Absolutely absurd.
Okay, cool. I like it. So, before the first human entered space, animals were used to gather information on the physiological effects of spaceflight. Sounds pretty risky to me. Soviet dogs became famous in history for being the first to conquer space. Yeah, I mean, it literally looks like back then in like the 60s or whenever this was that they have fish bowls on their head. I mean, it can't be safe, but all right. The Soviets preferred dogs over monkeys because although monkeys are closer to humans in their genetic makeup, they found monkeys to be more problematic, especially when it came to training them. I guess monkeys could be like, fuck this, I'm not going to do what you said.
Right.
Dogs are
They've
just
been
like,
better.
I'm hanging out.
Wait, I get a treat?
Yeah,
All right.
like
Hang
Pavlovian.
out.
Yeah. Just feed me a treat, I will hang out. I am good to go.
I'm here. Especially if they're street dogs.
Street dogs, who knows what that means, but we'll find out, I think.
Oh, I know what that means.
Okay, well, I don't yet.
They find a dog.
On the street, throw them in space immediately.
No.
All right.
Jesus, Frank.
All right, well, Soviet scientists exclusively used stray dogs, believing they are more suitable candidates because their lives on the streets taught them to survive in extreme conditions. Okay, and they would be more able to tolerate the traumas of spaceflight better than domesticated dogs. You know,
Facts.
your logic blows my mind.
Facts.
The fact that you're working for the Soviet space.
You know what? Actually, time out. That doesn't make sense.
But
If you take a homeless person off the street and just expect to send them into space, it's going to end in a disaster.
that's why I said your logic blows my mind. All right, so the only females were used because of their calmer temperaments, which I don't know is true of dogs either way.
Is that true?
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, until
usually
dogs
I
get
thought.
neutered. I don't know. And because they're able to relieve themselves easier than male dogs. So they can just pee wherever without like lifting a leg or something. Space. I don't really know. So the training
No, I think like hooking up a catheter is probably easier.
instead of having like
Yeah,
a
dude, you can't just have pee floating around in space.
just hanging out the dog's dongleberry.
Can you
Yeah,
imagine just a pee bubble
just floating
floating
around.
around?
Not good.
Yeah.
I'm going to avoid that. All right, the training of the dogs involved keeping them in small cages for up to 20 days to prepare them for the confines of the space module. They're taught to eat a nutritious jelly-like protein that would be their food in space.
I'd like
sure-
to try it.
Yeah, I'd eat it, right?
If I could just eat that and sustain, like,
It's easier than making food. And they would wear their spacesuits that had special receptacles to collect urine and feces. There you go. A centrifuge and other equipment was used to prepare them for the acceleration forces, vibrations, loud noises, and weightlessness that they would experience during flight. Pretty cool. So now we're going to go into a category called suborbital flights.
hold on. Do they have the first dog listed anywhere in there?
I think we get to that. It might be in your section. This is basically one long story that we're going to kind of tell together, so it might be in yours. We'll get to it, though.
Okay.
In July 1951, Dezik, obviously a Soviet name, and Tsigan, not really sure how to pronounce it, were the first two dogs to make a suborbital flight. The rocket ascended to a peak of 62 miles before the dogs returned safely back to Earth less than a few hours after the countdown. After being removed from the capsule, the dogs were excited and danced about, accepting the enthusiastic attention from the spectators. Cool. So everybody's like, yeah, we fucking did it. They were the first animals to survive a rocket ride, so that's pretty dope. The following week, Dezik and the dog named Lisa made another suborbital flight that ended in disaster. Uh-oh. The parachute failed to deploy. Dogs died. The capsule crashed to the ground. It was terrible. Anatoly Blagorababanov, don't know how to say his name, a Soviet physicist, announced that Tsigan would not fly any more rockets and took her home with him to be his pet. So he was like, oh my god, this is so tragic. I saw two dogs die, but this first dog, Tsigan, I don't know how to pronounce his name, I'm not letting him go back up. I'm taking him home. He's going to be my pet.
That was nice of him.
I know, it sounds pretty cool.
My heart's a little bit warmer now for the Russians, but not really. Because they're not... The facts you're telling me are different from the facts that I've read earlier today, but we can get into that a little bit later.
Okay. The exact number of suborbital flights is still unknown, but it's estimated that more than 30 were launched and at least 15 dogs died. They're just fucking tossing dogs up there, man. The Russians are out of their mind.
Yeah. I'm kind of mad.
One dog named Bobik managed to escape before the rocket was to launch. Okay, so how shanty of a rocket is this? If the dog's like in a spacesuit, as the rocket's about to launch, he's like, I'm getting out of here. And he can get out?
Right.
Are you kidding me? Like, that makes no fucking sense. Like,
I
what
feel
do
like we could build that in your backyard right now.
They have a dog flap, like one of the dog flaps through the door. Oh, you want to get out of the rocket? Come on, jump out, bud.
Yeah. Hook up the soundboard, strap to a couple fire pit, and
No wonder 15
Send it
died.
up.
It's just sad as fuck, but alright. Either way. Yes, so he was quickly replaced by another dog, an untrained stray dog named Zib. They just fucking threw Zib in there. The flight was a success, and Zib and his dog partner, Neputiv, were safely recovered. So that's cool. I mean, at least nobody died, even though that guy escaped. Moving on, there's a dog named Leica. Leica was the first dog and the first living... Oh, this is the one you're at?
yes.
Sick. Was the first living creature to orbit the Earth. Ooh, Leica. Leica. In competition with the U.S., the Soviets spent only 4 weeks to design and build a new rocket. 4 weeks. That's fucked up, dude. I can't even build a goddamn...
Wait, this is a U.S.?
No. In competition with the U.S.
Oh.
So they spent 4 weeks building a new rocket to accomplish the feat to send the dog around.
Good luck.
What can you build in 4 weeks? I can barely put up a tent in fucking a day.
I know. It's bad.
So
4 weeks. Give me 4 weeks. I'll show you what I can make.
all right, I don't want to know what's going to come out of this. The limited time did not allow them to plan a re-entry strategy. Leica was not meant to return. Oh, so they were
Listen, keep going on the story.
Crazy, okay.
I've read it. It gets weird.
In 1957, the rocket was launched, reached space, and began to orbit the Earth. According to her vital signs, which were being monitored, Leica was under a lot of stress during launch, obviously. Shortly after reaching orbit, she calmed down and her vitals returned to normal. So
Absolutely false.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a lot.
Everything I read said the Russians told us that she orbited Earth, like, for 2 weeks. And they're like, oh, look how great we did. And then, like, you read down the story, and it just says... No, like they just released recently that she actually died due to stress on the way up.
Stop.
Like, didn't even make it.
Stop, dude. I don't want to hear this. I want to tell the story and believe that it's good, okay?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Didn't even make it.
Thank you, Greg, for
So,
ruining. Sorry.
you want to know how it ends, too? I'll tell you how it ends.
Stop. Let me read it, and then you can tell me your version.
Alright.
After the rocket reached orbit, the nose cone was jettisoned. I'm not sure what that means. Successfully.
This is false.
You just let me tell the story. But the blockade core did not separate as planned, inhibiting the operation of the thermal control system. In addition, some of the thermal insulation tore loose, so the interior temperature reached 104 degrees. That is quite warm. Shortly after takeoff, the Soviets announced to the world that Leica was not destined to return alive and would die in space. So I get what you're saying. She's probably already dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Apparently,
man.
she died on the way up.
That is not
And
happy.
they had no intentions of bringing the rocket back safely, so she just burned up in orbit, or like coming back into orbit.
Okay, so the plan, though, no matter what happened, was to later euthanize her with a programmed injection. This outraged many people. According to one Soviet official, the Russians love dogs. This has been done not for the sake of cruelty, but for the benefit of humanity. Oh my God. It's like, they're trying to make like quotes that are going to be remembered, but it's like about killing a dog. All right. People were led to believe that Leica expired painlessly when euthanized about a week after the orbit. However, in 2002, the truth was revealed. So maybe this is what you're talking about. When Dmitry Melashnikov of the Institute of Biological Problems in Moscow addressed the World Space Congress in Houston, Texas, Leica died from overheating and stress just a few hours after launch. You are correct, Greg. By the fourth orbit around the Earth, about 5 to 7 hours after launch, it was apparent Leica had died when no more life signs were being received. So, yeah, she was dead. Poor Leica. I feel bad. After Leica's death, the rocket continued to orbit the Earth before it burned up in the Earth's atmosphere in 1958. It was 162 days after it left. Well, you know.
Do you know what
Leica
stands for?
No.
In Russian?
No, what is it?
Barker.
Oh, that's cute.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm going to name Leah's pussy. Sorry, slipped up there. Back to the story.
Oh my God, we can cut that out if you want.
I had a little bit of wine.
Oh, Jesus.
After Leica's death, the rocket continued to orbit the Earth before it burned up the Earth's atmosphere on April 14, 1958. I just read that. Dr. Vladimir Yezdovsky, A senior medical scientist had taken Leica home to play with his children before the launch. Leica was quiet and charming. I wanted to do something nice for her. She had so little time left to live. So was she like old as shit?
No, dude, they didn't plan on bringing her back.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. That sucks, man. You know?
It's not fun.
It's
This
unfortunate.
Is not good. This
She
is
sounds
not a fun
great.
story.
Quiet and charming. She sounds like a little cutie. All right. At the press conference in 1998, 79-year-old Oleg Gazensko. Jesus, some of these names are ridiculous. A senior scientist who worked closely with Leica during training admitted he regretted sending her to her death. The more time passes, the more I'm sorry about it. We did not learn enough from the mission to justify the death of the dog. That was probably the most humane thing that was said during this entire story.
Oh, yeah.
They're trying to justify just killing a dog immediately and all the other quotes. So,
Yikes.
all right. So in
Why
2008,
not like mice?
Why
Why can't you just send rats up there?
I don't know. How long is a mice fucking lifetime? I have no idea. You gotta have something
long enough to get into space.
Yeah, and then it dies 10 days later. I have no idea.
What?
I don't know the answer to the question, Greg. I hate fucking mice. Actually, you want to know a funny mice story?
Yes.
It involves death. So at my old house...
This episode brought to you today by death.
Yes, the Reaper is here. So at my old house down in the city, I woke up one morning at 5 or 6 in the morning real early because I had to go to class. It was when I was still in grad school. And I heard some scratching in the kitchen. So I kind of snuck in. Yeah, and I knew that there was a mouse. I was like, fuck, there's mice somewhere. And I flipped the light on immediately, and they were inside the toaster. On the counter, inside the toaster, eating up the breadcrumbs, and they couldn't get out quick enough. So literally, straight out of a movie, I grabbed a cup out of the dishwasher or the dish rack and covered one of the mice under the cup.
Oh.
Yeah, and the thing couldn't get away. Literally scraped it off into a plate, threw it out into the road, and smashed it with a shovel.
Yikes.
So.
For a second, I thought you were going to say you turned the toaster on.
Oh my god, that would have been a better idea. I should have thrown them back in. Have a little mice-flavored toast every time you eat some toast from now on. But yeah, I was like, this motherfucker's not reproducing at all.
Time out.
Yeah.
That last statement makes me think that you didn't throw out the toaster.
Didn't throw out the toaster. It was my roommate. It was my roommate's though. But
Wait, is that my toaster?
No. It was So it was their toaster. I didn't tell them, so they probably used it. I didn't use it again.
Come on.
Dick roommate move. All right, so to finish off the story, in 2008, a small monument was unveiled near a military research facility in Moscow that prepared Leica's flight into orbit. It features Leica standing on top of the rocket because she fucking conquered it, even though she died. That's it. I tried to make it cool at the end.
Yeah. Sad story.
So you were right. Yeah, I mean, she was dead. So I hope that the second half of this article that you're going to read is going to lead us off and be a little bit more positive.
Yeah.
But who knows?
All right. So the first story here is about bars and Lisichka.
Lashitska.
On July 28th. I'm sorry. Hold on. I can't even read this.
What is wrong?
I'm sorry. On July 28th, 1960, bars in Leshika were on a mission to orbit, but the boosters exploded shortly after launch and killing both dogs. Come on, man. This is what you lead me into?
I just literally split the story in half.
Shortly after the launch, killing both dogs. That's the end of that story.
Oh, that was a quick one.
That's it.
The launch and they died.
Oh.
I apologize. Hang on, I'm gonna go feed the poops
Grab
usual.
me another beer.
All right, I'm gonna feed the dogs. This is becoming ritual.
Yes.
Ritualistic because we always fucking do this at 4:30 and then the dogs eat at 5:30. All right, I'll be back. You keep reading.
All right. So
Make it happy.
this is a story about Belka and Shrupka. So they were the first dogs and first living creatures to orbit the Earth and return home safely. Yes, finally one. The launch date was August 19, 1960. Via TV transmission, neither dog showed movement during the first 3 orbits. Yikes. I mean, I guess I wouldn't either, but... On the 4th orbit, Belka gave a little shudder and vomited, which seemed to snap both dogs out of the trance. Poor little guys. I don't know why Scott chose to do dogs in space. This is just tragic. For the rest of the flight, they appeared more alert, while Shrika always looked stressed and on guard. Belka seemed to be enjoying herself. That's kind of odd, I think. If I was a dog in space, I'd be freaking out. You missed it.
Oh, God.
You missed it.
What did I miss?
All right. So Belka and Strelka were the first dogs and first living creatures to orbit the Earth and return home safely.
God damn it. They did it, Greg.
They fucking
We
did it.
did it. We did
They
it.
did it.
Well, it was the Soviets, but
So,
They're
anyways,
alive.
they orbited the Earth 3 times. Or, sorry, during the first 3 orbits, they didn't move at all. And this was on, like, TV transmission.
what do you mean they didn't move at all?
They're just, like,
Frozen
just
stiff?
like frozen stiff.
Oh,
So, on the
God.
4th time around, Belka gave a little shrug of the shoulder and then threw up. And both of them finally, like, snapped out of it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So they're literally like just frozen solid because they're so nervous or something. They're like,
Yeah.
oh God, and then, blah, all right, we good, we good.
Eventually, one looked like they were freaking out, and the other one actually looked like they were enjoying themselves.
Okay.
You know what I'm not enjoying right now?
Hmm.
It's the fact that you did not grab me a beer.
I'll be back.
Idiot!
Something else showed up outside. Amazon delivers, baby. I'll be back.
Go. So,
Finish.
I get a text message from Scott, and he goes, I got something awesome coming. Amazon. Guy's obsessed with Amazon. I don't get it, but it is. He goes, ordered myself a compound bow. Like, what are you going to do with that? You don't know how to hunt. You don't know how to even shoot the damn thing. And you don't have any place to shoot it. Sorry. He's an idiot. Where were we here? All right. The spacecraft made a successful landing almost 25 hours after the launch near Orsk in the USSR. The dogs became instant celebrities. Strelka gave birth to a litter of 6 puppies shortly after her return to Earth. One of her puppies, named Pushnika, sorry.
You happy? You got a beer, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's just like foaming up. It's gonna spill on the floor again. Why do these beers keep spilling on the floor?
Because I ran up the stairs with it.
Yeah, probably that first one did too. I did the same thing. Alright, so one of the dogs gave birth to Pushnika and was given as a gift to the President Kennedy's family. No shit. Why are the Russians giving the president dogs?
They're sneaky as fuck, man.
They probably had like a recorder in it, a bomb, like...
Inside the dog?
Yeah, dude. They're just sending dogs to die in space. Like,
Yeah,
I
can see it.
wouldn't doubt it.
Okay.
The space dogs' descendants are still living today. Descendants are still living today. God damn it. Too many beers. Belka and Strelka spent the rest of their lives at the Soviet Space Institute and died peacefully of old age. Thank goodness. Both dogs were taxidermied and their bodies are displayed at the Memorial Museum of Astronautics?
Astronomom? I don't know. I can't see the word.
Astronautics in Moscow.
Okay. All right. It's probably a cool place
So
to go
if
visit.
you want to go check out some dead dogs that are stuffed and that were in space, you can go to Moscow.
That is weird, though. That's one thing you don't taxidermy in the United States. Or dogs. You taxidermy any sort of deer or...
Yeah, anything you kill.
Yeah, but not dogs, so that's interesting.
Yikes.
That'd be weird to see a taxidermy dog head on the wall in, like, your
I don't think
dad...
it was just the head, bro. I think it was the whole thing.
The whole dog. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Well, who knows? So, yeah, Amazon just ordered some mic covers to hopefully make us sound better. Who knows what is going to happen.
Probably just ruin the entire episode.
The last
Anyways, Shelka and Mushka. This is another story where the truth of what really happened wasn't revealed for many years. On December 1st, 1960, Shelka and goddamn Russians. Melchka spent a day in orbit before a faulty retrofire caused the capsule to go off course.
Oh, boy.
Having anticipated a problem like this happening, the Soviets installed an explosive device on all of its spacecraft carrying dogs that would automatically explode if the capsule went off course. Christ, people! So you're even fucking trying? What the fuck?
Hey, stop judging.
It's like, god damn it.
What do you know about throwing a rocket into space?
Nothing, but I know that.
I know that it's the higher you get, the less air resistance there's going to be. So,
You're not wrong.
that's about it.
This was to prevent foreign governments retrieving the capsules and learning their secrets. Thanks, Russia. The world was initially told the capsules had descended too fast and burned up in atmosphere. Both dogs died in the explosion. No shit.
So what are we up to? Like 20 dogs that died? What the fuck is going
The
on?
death toll on this episode is just fucking staggering.
No, keep adding it up,
I like
bro.
my stories better. But here we go. Demka and Krasovska.
Okay, so still Russian names.
On
obviously.
December 22nd, 1960, Demka and Krasovska.
Just do D and K at this point.
DK.
D and K.
We're headed towards orbit when the third stage rocket malfunctioned. God damn it. Here we go again, people. The emergency escape system shot the capsule free of the rocket and landed about 3,000 miles from the launch site in a remote region in the Soviet Union. The craft was supposed to eject the dogs, but the ejection seat failed, leaving the dogs in the capsule, which helped them warm from the outside temperature of negative 40.
Well, yep, that'll freeze you up real quick.
So their intention was to just launch the capsule, malfunction, dogs shoot out
In
in
negative
a
40 and freeze to
safety
death.
thing, like a safety capsule. It lands, and then the dogs run away in negative 40 degrees.
Yeah, they don't
It's a
give
fucking great move, Russia.
one shit.
The capsules actually had two explosive devices, one to blow up the capsule when off of course, and one to blow up if rescue crews could not find the capsule within 60 hours. I don't like where this is going. 60 hours passed before the crew could make it to the capsule, but another fortunate malfunction prevented the capsule from exploding. Fuck yeah. They had to disarm the explosives, knowing it was possible they could all blow up before removing the dogs. They successfully disarmed the explosives, but darkness was setting in, and they had to wait until the next morning to remove the dogs. Poor little guys.
So
No
they're
signs
hungry.
of life were detected. The next day, they could hear barking as they removed the container from the craft. Both dogs amazingly survived.
Oh, hell yeah. We got a couple guys that lived.
They were wrapped in sheepskin coats and were back in Moscow by December 26th,
Alright, cool.
day after Christmas.
So, yeah. So they probably landed, around Christmas time.
Oleg Gazinko adopted Krasvanka after the incident.
You talking about the beer we were going to have last night? Oh, no, that's Olaf.
Olaf. So Olaf, she lived with him and his family until she passed away 14 years later. She made it to 14. Holy shit. Good for her.
Good for her.
After that, she's probably tough as nails.
God, her heart's probably just fucking ready to go for anything coming up.
It is not known what happened to Demka after her return to Moscow.
Oh, well, she's dead.
This is the worst.
Continue.
I don't want to do this episode anymore. Kronishka and Zvezdochka. Probably pretty close on that.
You're so far off, it's unbelievable, but it sounds great because I can't see the word.
Kronishka
Okay.
and Zvezdochka.
Yeah, okay. Just keep...
Both dogs made a one-orbit flight, Kronishka, on March 9th, 1961, and Zvezdochka on March 25th, 1961, with a human dummy of a cosmonaut named Ivan Ivanovich. I'm goddamn accurate.
You're
on
on
these
point. You
fucking
actually, I
names,
think
dude.
you read Russian
Both
names
flights
better
were
after a few beers.
successful. The dummy was ejected both times from the capsule and recovered by parachute and both dogs were recovered with the capsule. They're finally fucking learning. Only 10 years later, goddammit.
After killing all the dogs.
Hype now. April 12th, 1961. Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin, I don't like that name, became famous as the first human in space when his spacecraft successfully completed an orbit of Earth. They did it, people.
They fucking did
They only
it.
murdered like a dozen goddamn dogs to do it, but they did it. Finally.
Just to say
All
you're
for what?
Just say you're number one.
All for what?
You done yet?
Vitorik and Ogolokyuk. Oh, I fucked up. Yuck. Oh, yuck. Jesus Christ, Russia. Get it together. 4-letter names.
Bill. What happened to Bill?
Bill.
Or Greg.
Steve. Greg.
Scott.
Tom. Scott. Strong names. Not Vitorik.
They're probably looking at us like, what fucking basic folk.
Basic bitch ass
Yeah,
names.
name their children.
Go fuck yourself,
Yeah.
Russia, at this point. I'm done with you. Vitorik and Ugolok were the last Soviet dogs to go into space. This flight was to evaluate how humans might be affected by long-term space travel. This is gonna end terribly. You couldn't fucking make it around once without killing them, and now you're trying long-term. When will it fucking end? The launch on February 22nd, almost my birthday, 1966, and the flight lasted 22 days before landing safely. This was the longest amount of time spent in space for any living being until the ill-fated Soyuz 11 mission carried 3 human Soviet cosmonauts in 1971. I don't know why, that was a terrible story. So that...
Do you have more stories?
No, that is the end of the,
Space episode?
Space Dogs.
Space Dogs.
Let's
Barkology Space Dogs.
Fucking do that again, Russia.
Yeah, well, if we're going to do this again, I think maybe we should join, like, the Elon Musk SpaceX version of Space Dogs, because there's probably going to be a lot more dogs that live, because I know he's had a bunch of rockets that have landed safely back on Earth. Actually landed. Not, like, ejected.
He's nuts, man.
He's nuts, but he's way smarter than any of
Dude,
us.
he's sold me on the Tesla, too.
I'll crush a Tesla. Actually, I know a guy that works for, not to, tear down Tesla at all. I know a guy that works for Porsche. And he said that, Porsche are known for being extremely high quality, across the board,
Sure.
whatever it is.
Sure.
He said that one of the big issues with Tesla is, like, although their technology is second to none. I mean, everything that happens when you sit in the Tesla, as soon as you open the door and sit in the car, it's fucking phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
But then they've been getting issues with, like, windows leaking. And, like, the little shit, and that's...
So, like, got it.
It's something that they can probably fix, but yeah,
It's
I'm
probably
all
just
for
like
Tesla.
manufacturing or something, like, the details.
The small details.
Yeah,
man, so.
no, that's funny. Because Elon, how do you fucking say his
Elon.
name?
He's Australian, Gregory.
Sorry, Elon. He was just ripping on Porsche, saying that because the engine's positioned in the rear, your center of gravity and everything is just immediately fucked up. Like, you're already at a loss.
You could see that. Yeah, well, whatever.
And I always liked Porsches, and then I heard him say that, and I said, well, fuck you.
Well, because I think he's probably saying that also because from a competitor standpoint, Porsche is coming out with a pretty dope electric car.
Did you see during the Super Bowl the Audi e-tron?
Probably, like, it's in the same market.
Oh, yeah.
I did see it. Yeah, it's going to be sick.
Almost just as fast, like, almost just as, like, comparable to, what is it, Tesla Roadster or whatever.
Yeah, the Roadster.
Like, basically the same specs, but it looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah, some of the...
Like, it looks like you drive around and your dick just grows, like, to your ankle.
Yeah, or it shrinks until it's inside of you.
But the appearance matters.
Exactly.
Like,
Are you a grower or a shower in your pants and in your car?
Your schlong, you step on it when you hit the brake.
Oh my god, that's dangerous, Greg.
But
that's too
the
big.
thing I did here, though, which kind of like burst my bubble for the electric cars, is battery life's like on average 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get the cold weather, like up here, it's closer to 4.
Yeah, you gotta be.
I'm fucking not driving anywhere in 4 hours.
Drive 5 miles to
Useless.
work and that's it. Yeah.
So
All right, so you have anything else you want to talk about, Greggy?
Yeah, I want to do a new segment
Ooh.
for a little bits here. So this is the Remembering the Hero Dogs of 9/11.
Oh, I might have saved it for September, but I love it. I love it.
I'm doing it now.
Okay, let's do it.
So obviously we all remember September 11th. Never forget. During that attack, just about 10,000 emergency rescue workers joined the efforts to help. Of them, 300 of those were dogs.
Holy
It's
shit.
pretty incredible. Used for, finding obviously dead people, but then also alive people. So I want to remember Brittany,
All right.
which is spelled Bretagne.
Okay.
It's Brittany. It's
Yeah.
pronounced Brittany.
Okay.
She was 2 years old at the time of the attack. Her and Denise Corliss, her owner and handler, worked at Ground Zero for 10 days as their mission went from rescue to recovery. Ooh.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. Yep. Corliss, a volunteer firefighter with a fire department, fire department, who knows, began training Brittany for search and rescue work at 8 weeks old. The duo soon became a FEMA certified canine team that also worked in the rescue mission during Hurricane Katrina, Rita, and Ivan.
Awesome. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a traveling rescue dog, basically.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Eventually, Brittany did retire from formal search work at 9 years old, but continued to work at Goodwill Ambassador for her local fire department and as a reading assistance dog at a local elementary school.
Well, that's awesome. She's had a fucking awesome life. Brittany, love you.
Yeah, up until June 6th, 2016, Brittany remained the only living 9/11 search dog and rescue dog. So she passed away just shy of 17 years old.
Again, great life, but that's awesome.
Yeah, so shout out to Brittany. Thank you for your service in recovering and rescuing the victims of 9/11.
Hell yeah, Brittany. It's amazing what they can do, and you have to imagine, similar to that first story that I told about Cairo when they were killing Bin Laden. Dogs are definitely more efficient. Navigating, I would assume, broken down buildings and things like that because they can get through certain crevices and holes and things like that. So she was probably, and how many other dogs were there? 200 other dogs?
300.
300 other dogs. They're probably far better at locating, identifying humans who are either injured or whatever, and then you lead the other firefighters and whoever else into where the people are like literally, injured or whatever. So I think that it's probably a phenomenal idea to continue doing that, but it's sad that this dog Brittany was the last of the dogs to survive. You want to remember them, and you remember all the firefighters, remember all of the first responders in 9/11, and then you have these dogs who did exceptional work, and I don't know if they're being remembered the way they should. So shout out Greg, I love the story.
Yeah, so
Brittany, killing it.
I want to do one of those for the next few days here just to remember them. Great work they're doing. And it's just, the thing about dogs is their sense of smell, hearing is just so much stronger than ours. So, even through rubble, debris, no matter what the environment is, they're going to prove a pretty big asset.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. So let's wrap it up, bro. So, couple updates. We mentioned the apparel last week.
Yeah, I've got a funny Oliver story.
Oh, do you? You want to tell it?
Yeah.
Do it up.
All right. So
Oliver's Greg's dog, big ass. You've heard about him.
Big booty. Love him. So I'm taking him for a walk, and I obviously walk him, at least 2-3 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
And since it's snowy out, whenever someone plows the driveway, you get those big snow mounds.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be descriptive for people who don't deal with snow. Big snow mounds, easily, what would you say? 4, 5, 6 feet high?
Oh, even bigger. I mean, it depends. Yeah, I mean, they
It
pile
depends.
up. Where do you put the snow?
Right.
That's the thing. Where
So
do
they
you
just
put
pile
the
it
snow?
up in a pile. And I'm walking, and every time I walk by one, I'm like, oh, it would be so badass if he just ran up one of these snow mounds. Never does it.
Okay.
No interest. Ignores them every single time. So I'm walking him one morning, and I'm fully dressed for work.
Okay.
Full blown suit.
Okay.
Right? Nice shoe. Like, I got my shoes on because there wasn't snow on the sidewalks or whatever. Dress shoes, suit, the whole thing.
Okay.
Finally, this motherfucker decides, hey, today's the day I'm going up on the mound, and I'm so proud. He's up on top. He's on the top of this mountain, and he's looking around, and I'm so happy. I'm like, oh yeah, he's doing it finally. What does he do other than squat down and take a shit on the top of this 5-foot snow mound?
What would you do?
So, of course, I feel bad. Because it's like mid-morning and I know people are just awake. So I have to go up there in my goddamn suit to get this turd that he left on top.
Just let it melt, man. Just as the snow melts, it'll just be lower and lower and lower, and then it'll eventually be gone by the time it hits the ground.
I can't do that. I gotta pick up the poopy. So I was leaving. So I didn't want to recover all the poop because I normally walk them when I'm dressed for work, all dressed up in a suit, and I'm like, for a month, I was just like, fuck it. Like, I'm in a suit. Like, I'll get it later. Like, don't care. I'm not cleaning up this poop. And we had a real warm streak where all the snow melted, and I walked them, and there were just poopy, all over the neighborhood.
Oh, there's poops
just
everywhere.
Literally so much poop.
It's like my backyard right now.
Everywhere. So from that on, I was like, oh, I probably should start picking this up, because if not, I'm going to have to get it in the spring and look like a complete asshole out there picking up 1,000 turds.
Yeah, it happens. I have a funny story real quick before we wrap it up. So, talking about the poops in the snow. When we were living down in the city of Rochester, Leah took a poop. She had the extension leash, 16, 20 feet. Went and took a poop in this guy's yard, but there was 4 feet of snow. I mean, she was basically tunneling through the snow to go take a poop.
Yeah.
And she took a dump, and this guy literally opens his window in the winter and goes, "You gonna fucking pick that up?" And I'm like, no, absolutely not. I'm not picking that up. I'm not walking through your snowy yard to pick this up. The thing's 3 feet deep in the poop anyways. It's a steaming dump just sinking through the ice in the yard, So,
I hate picking up poop.
Yeah, you gotta do it, though. You gotta do it. All right, let's wrap it up, bro.
Yeah.
Gotta go to dinner soon. So one thing I have to update us on. So we do have some apparel coming in. We have the website up. It's live. We have the...
new to me.
Yes, we just had it today, so it's live. We're going to tell you guys next week how to order stuff. We'll have the Barkology logo on all of it. It's going to be pretty dope. I don't think we're going to have the actual... It's not going to say Barkology. It'll just be that yellow dog as the logo.
That's dumb.
Why? Well, on some of the stuff. It'll be cool. It'll actually be pretty cool gear.
Shitty.
It'll be pretty cool gear, man. I'm excited about it. But we'll have that up and going. We're gonna intentionally make the prices extremely reasonable because I want people to fucking buy the shit.
Only $59.99.
Yeah, no, it'll be a lot better than that.
In 5 installment payments, this could be yours.
Don't listen to Greg. But yeah, we're going to do that. That'll be up next week. Also, Ellie was sick this week, so the owner of Figgy Pudding Art, she's going to be in the next week or two. She was sick, which sucks. We have another woman coming in who's going to want to talk about animal rights and animal welfare. She has a diverse background and responding to a lot of these incidents, so that's going to be awesome. She'll be coming in. And outside of that, you can follow us on Twitter at BarkologyPod, Instagram at BarkologyPodcast, Spotify, Barkology Podcast, and Podbean. Definitely follow us on Podbean. Subscribe at barkology.podbean.com. All right.
All right, baby. That wraps it up. Wag more.
Barkless, baby. Have a good one, guys.